a goofy person. I think a lot of people don't really know her outside of basketball. Outside of basketball, she's funny. Like, she has so much personality. I think that's what people need to know about her. Like, her personality goes a long way, and she's a great person. And I think that goes, like, she helps me through every little thing. Like, I could ask a question.
There are moments in sports that start from the lowest possible point. Public embarrassment, harsh criticism online, and a level of pain that makes someone seriously question whether to keep going after dedicating their whole life to the game. But then there are stories that take that very same moment, completely reshape it, and transform it into something truly inspiring and uplifting. What we're about to discuss is a combination of both, because Raven Johnson has experienced each side of that journey. And the person connected to the turning point in her story is the very same person who, without even meaning to, was part of how it all began. That person is Caitlin Clark.
Bro, the Fever really selected Raven Johnson as the number 10 pick to come play with Clark. Do y'all remember this? Clark waving her off in college, and then she recently was talking in an interview about it again, about how she got waved off, and now they gonna be playing together.
To understand where this story is headed, you first have to look at where it began. It's 2023, and the stage is the NCAA Women's Final Four, Iowa Hawkeyes women's basketball versus South Carolina Gamecocks women's basketball. Caitlin Clark is already the biggest name in college basketball, the top scorer, the highlight machine, the player everyone is talking about. During that game, there was a brief moment, caught on camera and blown up across the internet, where Clark made a purely strategic choice. Raven Johnson was left open beyond the three-point line, and Clark, reading the play, decided not to step out and defend her, judging that she wasn't a major threat from long range. It was simply a basketball decision, but online it wasn't seen that way at all.
No, we haven't. I think that's in the past. We're teammates now, and we have one goal. That's to win a championship. And, I'm coming in. I want to win a championship too, and I'm pretty sure that's her main goal too. So whatever I can do to help win a championship, that's the goal.
Johnson was overwhelmed in the aftermath. The backlash was intense. Waves of criticism, mockery, and online attacks from people who had no real connection to the situation, yet chose to tear down a young athlete who had done nothing wrong. It didn't let up. Raven Johnson, who was just 20 at the time and dealing with the pressures of being a young black woman in the spotlight, later opened up about how heavy that period became. It reached a point where she seriously thought about walking away from basketball altogether, not just taking time off, not stepping away briefly, but leaving the sport entirely. The game she had devoted her life to nearly slipped away because of the harshness of strangers reacting to a moment that lasted only a few seconds. That's the reality of what happened, and it's important to fully take that in before moving ahead.
I hate the internet now because of that situation. Like, I got bashed, I got bullied, I got called all these things that I wasn't, aka like a monkey or this, I don't know, like it was just things like that. And I just think I wanted to quit basketball at that time. And I wanted to just go in this little bubble of isolation and just be by myself. And I think, I leaned on God. I had some wonderful teammates, wonderful people in my life, like I said, and they helped me find that light, and it put so much fuel to the fire for me to go back the next year, and we were undefeated and met that team again, and we beat them. So I think it was awesome.
But here's the part of the story that people are only now starting to fully grasp. Raven Johnson didn't walk away. She stayed. She returned to South Carolina Gamecocks women's basketball, back to Coach Dawn Staley, and back onto the court with a different mindset. Instead of letting that moment define her, she chose to turn it into motivation. In 2024, South Carolina captured the national championship, defeating Iowa Hawkeyes women's basketball, the team led by Caitlin Clark, during their tournament run. Johnson played an important role throughout that journey. And when she reached the pinnacle of college basketball, she did so after climbing back from one of the lowest points of her career. That's what resilience looks like. And in truth, it's something deeper than just a word. It's a process that takes years to build and can't be imitated.
Indiana Fever beat New York 109-91. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is people putting respect on Raven Johnson's name. First game, WNBA debut, 6 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 blocks, no turnovers, you guys. None. I've been talking about Raven Johnson being underrated for far too long. Cut to the clip. Those of us that have been following the Gamecocks for longer than a couple of years know Raven Johnson is literally her. It is unfortunate that sometimes she does not get the respect that she deserves. I don't know what you guys thought was about to happen, but this is Raven Johnson, 18 minutes off the bench. First preseason WNBA game. She just got done playing college basketball, you guys. It's only April.
She finished her college career as a two-time national champion, with analysts calling her one of the most pro-ready players in the entire 2026 draft class. Then, on April 14th, 2026, Raven Johnson was selected with the 10th overall pick by the Indiana Fever. And here's what makes that moment so striking. The Fever are the same team led by Caitlin Clark. The very player who once waved her off on one of the biggest stages in college basketball now shares the same team with her. Same organization, same locker room, same jersey. If this were written as a script, it might feel almost too perfectly aligned to be real.
Indiana selects Raven Johnson, South Carolina. Raven Johnson, South Carolina. I like it!
Naturally, the first question everyone covering this story wanted answered was simple. What does it really feel like? Not the polished press conference version, but the honest reality. What is it like for Raven Johnson to walk into the same building every day as Caitlin Clark? To share practices, team meetings, and game plans with someone who, without intending to, was tied to one of the toughest moments of her life? Johnson addressed it head-on. She didn't avoid the question or try to oversimplify it. Instead, she made it clear that she's left the past behind. According to her, once she put on an Indiana Fever jersey, her focus became singular, winning a championship. And from day one of training camp, Clark was echoing that same mindset.
She's a great person. And I think that goes, like, she helps me through every little thing. Like, I could ask a question and she has an answer for it. So I think that's, like, just playing with somebody like her, it means a lot to me. But she also has that sense of humor where she makes me laugh too. And I'm like, Caitlin, where did that come from? So it's like little things like that. But I'm also funny too. So I think that's where we kind of match together and we vibe with each other like that. So I love being here with her.
Beyond that first press conference, Raven Johnson has been open about what Caitlin Clark is really like as a teammate, not just a superstar, but someone genuinely supportive and present. Clark helped her adjust to the WNBA, patiently answering countless questions and guiding her through the transition. Off the court, Johnson describes her as fun, warm, and full of personality, a side many fans never see. Their bond is real, reflected in their chemistry during training camp and games. On the court, that support is already paying off, with Johnson showing promise early in her rookie performances. More importantly, their story isn't about rivalry anymore. It's about growth, teamwork, and two competitors choosing to focus on winning together rather than holding on to the past.